Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Back with another watch list. Hope you guys are doing well. I I went golfing over the weekend, had a little boys trip over the weekend and went golfing at a nice little spot out in Vancouver. And got back late, so didn't do the watch list. Posted a bunch of ideas on Twitter, so my link down to my Twitter is in the description below. I encourage you to go and check that out. But without further ado, let me open this, and we should be good to go. Okay, so ideas from yesterday, namely Thar, THAR, was the daily multi-day runner, low volume pullback, breaks this little wedge, T+1 style breakout. If you zoom to like an intra-daily, you can see it started to break that fairly quickly this morning. Unfortunately, did get stopped out here with a loss. As most people did. I saw a bunch of guys in IU. They took the idea. I had put it out there. Judah had put it out there on Sunday Scan. And a bunch of guys in IU had taken it. A few of my trading friends had taken it. And almost everybody got stopped out on this low a day break. Right here, it was hard crack, lower highs, a fairly vicious pull. And I've seen this tons of times where when this doesn't continue to stay heavy and make lower lows, then it comes right back. And that was like on the high a day when you get the clear out, but this one's like a low a day clear out, and everybody gets run their stops through the low a day, but it doesn't go any lower. So I put some right back on immediately. Partial size, about a third size on that candle. And then once we reclaimed VWAP and started to trend, and it looked like we were going to test highs a day, then I put on full size versus low a day risk. I sold into the straight up $1 a share spike as volume started to what I thought was parabolic, and clearly sold about $3 too soon. But it is what it is. Holding up fairly well throughout the day. This 610s is that daily breakout level, so it's definitely holding up pretty well. And the bigger picture is still intact. Just need to be careful with dilution and so forth. NEO, the only other trade I took today, was just a bit early. Right idea, but just a bit early. I put that idea there on the on Twitter as well. Multi-day runner, 5 to 6s, not super extended, but just a clean gap to gap to gap with the volume picking up. And we got a weak open that I was shorting versus a prior 2-minute bar high, just because risk reward is completely shot, risking like 40 or 50 cents to highs. So I took the 2-minute bar idea, got stopped, started to grind back. Big picture wise, that high a day stop is obviously the key. It's just risk reward wise, you can't really take it. But failed to follow through. Nice idea nonetheless. As far as other names on watch, let me go over here. Jobby. This daily I am still very interested in. I was looking for pops back towards the 16 support to become resistance. And this is relative weakness. We had the SPY come right back off that pullback, and Jobby did not participate in it. The 50-day moving average is on one of my other charts here, but it's sitting right here at 14. This is failing to bounce any higher, and if this takes out 14s, I like this for a big picture fade idea. So I think that one should set up as soon as tomorrow, in my opinion. Similar to MSTR. So far, pops into that 360s is failing. But I think we're in this kind of spot here with Jobby that I think we should have one of these range expansion days where it pulls, continues to test that support, and once it gives way, then it's kind of in that lookout below situation. Open, if anybody took that idea from the watch list on Thursday, congratulations. But went straight 3 to 6. I, for one, did not participate in it. Was just a steady grinder all morning. No real risk level to use. So I just let it live its best life. Was looking for weak opens today to trend join, and the weak open barely even pulled red. So no interest in that. Edge was to the short side for that macro clear out. And I did not want to touch it long, but zooming out, as long as this can hold this 4 area, this weakness I think should get absorbed, and we will see. But if this loses $3, then it bagged way too many longs up there that it probably fizzles out. But what's going on, Jeff? Good to see you. So, anyways, dips versus 4 of interest, but if it loses 3, then game over, and would have to flip the bias on that one. MSTR, I don't mind the technical setup, but it's just tough to swing given the tie to Bitcoin, and when it was just steady relative weakness while Bitcoin was continuing, it wasn't a big deal. But it seems like it's kind of, its volatility is based on it still, and I just don't want to be chopped up in that. Navini looked all right this morning, but gave back its move by the end of the day. Had started to perk up into this lower high trend, was looking for 65s to build, and it just couldn't get done. So looks like it's meeting a seller. It can't push higher. You keep getting wick. So looks like it's gonna fail, but I will continue to respect my plan there. IXHL, this one's definitely a main watch this week. Higher the better. Up from 30s, 40, going up to 80 cents today. The closer this can get to $1 in terms of resistance, I think the better. But given that it already has ran 100%, it would warrant a trade on it. So higher the better. Ideally, we get a gap 80 plus, runs straight into $1, and then can just look to fade that thing right back to where it came from. But there's just, I think there's a lot of bag holders up here. Volume's definitely coming in, but just this straight up fashion, I don't think it's going to come all the way back. It needs to push, pull, consolidate before choosing its next direction. Big percent gainer, keeping on watch. Big percent gainer, keeping it on watch. Multi-day runner. Did have a little blow off there today. Volume, gap to gap to gap, like I like to see. So I will keep this one on watch for a possible first red day. Probably a quieter idea, but I will have to see where the 4 EMA is sitting. As of right now, looks like it's in the 80s, so not a ton of meat on the bone. But if we get like a flat open and it's fairly close to that red to green level, then it might be worth giving it one more shot. And GoPro, this one here is notable given where open is at this point. The other names that ran with it, you had KSS, you had Wendy's, you had Donut, and GoPro. Donut and GoPro were the main two that ran with open as sector sympathies. And GoPro got picked up there, moving with that as a sector move. So it is running up into prior resistance. $2 is that level. Closing VWAP of that big volume day, volume profile. So we are into this little liquidity pocket here from 160 to $2. If we can rip up into 2 while open continues to sell off, I think this could be a fade back towards those 140s. But if open continues to hold up like I think it should, where dips versus 4, then I think this one here, dips versus 150, could possibly get the retail crowd back involved. Juanda, what's up? So, as far as main watches going into tomorrow, Jobby, definitely a top watch for that 14 failed fall through. Navini, still keeping this one on watch for that 65s build. Open, dips versus 4, bigger picture. Thar, the breakout still intact. I'll keep this one on watch as long as it's above 6s. IXHL, higher the better, ideally gap up para, and then look to fade it back. And those are probably the main watches for tomorrow. So, not a ton of questions, not a ton of people there in chat. So, I will just wrap it up there. And thank you guys for stopping by. And I will catch you on the flippity flop. Peace.